The first tendrils of dawn stretched across Buttercup Farm, painting the horizon in rose and apricot.
A gentle, almost imperceptible breeze rustled through the tall grass, carrying the sweet scent of dew-kissed clover. The distant, rhythmic lowing of Bessie, the farm's most punctual cow, signaled the day's gentle start. Smoke, thin and pale, began to curl from the chimney, promising the rich aroma of fresh coffee soon.
On the wide, sun-warmed planks of the porch, nestled in nascent sunlight, lay Mama Cat.
Her ear twitched, catching the faint chirping of a robin. Her sensitive whiskers quivered, testing the new day's air.
With slow, deliberate grace, Mama Cat began to unfurl herself, a luxurious stretch of deep contentment.
Her front paws followed, each digit spreading wide.
Her emerald eyes, still heavy with sleep, blinked open. The world was waking, and she was ready.
The red barn, sturdy and comforting, stood sentinel against the awakening sky, a familiar, cherished landscape.
Pip, squeak, whiskers. She called, her voice a melody.
Barely had the last syllable left her lips when a flurry of motion erupted from vibrant sunflowers.
First came Pip, a blur of ginger fur, tumbling head over paws, kicking up puffs of dust.
He skidded to a halt, front paws splayed, his little pink tongue lolling out, eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Close on his heels, with a graceful, swift approach, was Squeak, peeking from behind a rosebush.
Bringing up the rear, with quiet dignity, was Whiskers, his steps precise and measured.
He paused to dislodge pollen from his nose with a dainty paw, joining his siblings, posture regal.
3 pairs of expectant eyes fixed on Mama Cat. They crowded around, a tangle of soft fur and wriggling tails.
Their gazes drifted. Then they saw them. The 3 tiger hats, nestled on the straw, waiting.
Mama Cat, her heart brimming with joy, reached for the first hat, perfectly sized for Pip.
She positioned the hat, felt settled gently, brim framing his face. The transformation was complete. Pip, a fluffy kitten, was now a miniature, fierce, utterly adorable tiger, his eyes reflecting the stripes. A tiny, surprised squeak escaped him, then a delighted wriggle, a wide, kittenish grin spreading.
Next was Squeak, bouncing impatiently. Mama Cat chuckled, selecting the next hat, a twin to Pip's.
Squeak leaned into Mama Cat's paws, eager. As the hat settled, his mischievous eyes sparkled.
He looked at his paws, then Mama Cat, a low, rumbling purr starting. He puffed out his chest, strutting.
Finally, it was Whiskers' turn. He sat apart, observing his brothers, meeting Mama Cat's gaze with dignity.
The hat settled. Whiskers absorbed the tiger essence. His intelligent eyes now held a glint of something wild.
He simply sat, looking from Pip to Squeak, a knowing blink acknowledging their shared new identity. Beyond, the fields stretched, green and vibrant, promising another day of sun and growth.
Mama Cat stepped back, her heart swelling with pride. Before her stood 3 miniature, magnificent, super cute tigers.
She watched them pounce and bat, their new tiger hats bobbing. The grand reveal was a roaring success.
Black Mama Cat, heart brimming with joy, knew just the thing. With a graceful flick of her tail, she padded back inside the farmhouse.
Pippin, boldest, approached. His whiskers twitched with curiosity as he peered into the gleaming surface.
A small, striped face stared back, mimicking his moves. He let out a breathy growl, a revelation.
He batted at the reflection with a soft paw, then pulled back, startled. A low, rumbling chuckle vibrated.
Siblings crowded around. Daisy, dainty and observant, leaned in close, her emerald eyes fixed.
A shiver of delight ran through her. She tried a delicate pounce, her reflected self mirroring the action. A stray piece of straw clung stubbornly to her left ear. Such an indignity could not stand.
Then came the chorus. Barnaby, with boundless energy, launched himself at the mirror, a tiny cannonball of fluff. He saw a powerful tiger. He let out a genuine, kittenish roar. The porch erupted into playful growls.
The garden, with its towering sunflowers, was no longer a garden. It was an untamed wilderness. No longer just Bengal kittens, tiger hats transformed them, granting ancient, instinctual wisdom.
With a decisive flick of her tail, Mama Cat rose, her movements fluid and purposeful.
They stalked with exaggerated slowness, bellies scraping the dewy blades, tails twitching with intense concentration.
Their garden reign was a prelude to a grander procession. Pip, the boldest, led the charge.
Whiskers followed with a balletic leap. Then Patches, a tiny whirlwind, his tiger hat askew.
Their first audience awaited. Henrietta clucked in alarm as 3 miniature tigers appeared.
As the kittens approached, Henrietta's alarm morphed into amused squawks. Her flock gathered, eyes sparkling.
She found a secluded patch of grass, cool and damp with
Old Man Willow took a step back, eyes wide. Whiskers, sensing awe, struck a perfect feline silhouette.
But the true test lay with Bessie, the farm's oldest, most stoic Jersey cow, a creature of calm habit.
As the tiger-hatted kittens approached, Bessie stopped chewing, her large eyes regarding them. Pip let out a serious meow.
Then, to the kitten's immense satisfaction, Bessie gave a low, resonant moo, a sound of approval.
The farm, usually quiet, now filled with new energy. Amused hens, surprised.
The others scattered like dandelion seeds into the tall grass. This was tiger hide and seek.
Lily, with cunning, chose a spot beside wild daisies, her stripes blending seamlessly with dappled sunlight.
Her rough, efficient tongue began its methodical work, smoothing every strand, removing every speck of dust. Meanwhile, Jasper, thrill seeker, ventured near the old oak, his hat's fierce eyes staring out.
He imagined himself a lone sentinel, his playful growls a low rumble, feeling truly wild.
19, 20. Where could they be?
He padded softly, paws barely disturbing the grass, his striped hat making him feel incredibly stealthy.
Got you, Lily Tiger.
Their playful sounds mingled with the rustling grass, a symphony of innocent wildness. The benevolent sun began its slow descent, transforming the crisp morning light into a softer, warmer glow.
Mama Cat paused, her emerald eyes scanning her pristine coat. A few stray tufts caught her attention.
They discovered the forgotten wheelbarrow, transformed into a mighty pirate ship. With synchronized leaps, they boarded.
Ahoy, Maddie!
Pip declared. Their journey took them across the sun-dappled yard, past the slumbering dog.
The air grew cooler, but their play showed no signs of abating. They chased
Kittens, time to come home now.
From her wicker basket, she retrieved miniature, gleaming silver scissors, a gift from Farmer McGregor. She began with the unruly fluff near her tail, carefully snipping the longer, softer strands.
With hat stowed, Mama Cat settled, a warm, furry cocoon.
The tiger hats, now whimsical memories, rested on their pegs, silent sentinels, awaiting tomorrow's escapades. Trimmings, soft as dandelion seeds, drifted into a small, intricately woven basket.
Next, she tackled the luxurious mane around her neck, sculpting her fur with seasoned expertise.
Basket slowly filled with creamy white fur, impossibly soft and fragrant with hay and sunshine.
She nudged the basket with her nose, stirring the woolly mass, feeling its delicate texture.
Her gaze drifted from the basket to the empty space where her 3 kittens usually tumbled and played.
They were still asleep, curled in a warm knot in her basket, their tiny snores a soft counterpoint.
Her eyes fell back on the basket of wool. A spark ignited in her mind, bright and exhilarating. Her tail gave tiny, excited flick. An idea, wonderful and whimsical, began to take root.
The idea, once a whisper, now roared in Mama Cat's mind.
She remembered little Pip, her smallest, trying to stalk a butterfly, tumbling in giggles.
Rosie, always the leader, organized her siblings into elaborate games of explorer in the garden.
Barnaby, quiet but observant, his eyes gleamed with mischief whenever he spotted an interesting beetle.
Mama Cat began to pace the sun-dappled clearing, her mind a flurry of wool and stitches.
And the stripes. She imagined carefully attaching each stripe, mimicking the natural flow of a tiger's coat. A warmth spread through her chest, a profound feeling, the joy of giving, of nurturing.
She pictured Pip pulling on his hat, his small face alight with wonder. Rosie, ever dramatic, would likely strike a pose, pretending to be the fiercest tiger.
Barnaby, with his quiet smile, would simply merit with a newfound sense of confidence.
They would stalk imaginary prey through the tall grass, their tiger hats bobbing with every stealthy step.
They would climb the lowest branches of the old apple tree, transforming into tree-dwelling jungle cats.
Their laughter. With a resolute nod, Mama Cat pushed from the kitchen table, her kitten's imagined squeals urging her on. Her path led to an unassuming cabinet, its paint chipped, adorned with a faded sprig of catnip.
She unlatched the tiny brass clasp, a faint click echoing in the quiet room.
Inside, nestled among scraps of fabric, was her beloved sewing kit, a vintage wicker basket.
She lifted it out, a faint scent of lavender and old wool wafting up.
Carefully, Mama Cat began to select her materials, finding a vibrant, sun-kissed orange yarn.
Then, the deep, midnight black yarn, destined for stripes. Her polished wooden knitting needles gleamed faintly.
A tiny silver thimble, etched with a paw print, and her trusty, meticulously oiled shears followed.
With her precious cargo, Mama Cat made her way to the porch, where her rocking chair waited patiently.
She settled in, the familiar embrace wrapping around her like a warm hug, a lullaby.
The afternoon sun cast a golden glow, illuminating the vibrant yarn in her lap.
Her paws flexed in anticipation. The world outside faded away. Mama Cat was ready to weave magic.
She picked up the first skein of yarn, a vibrant orange, soft and warm against her fur. Her right paw, nimble and precise, threaded the yarn through the eye of the bamboo needle. A moment of stillness, then the dance began. Her claws gripped the yarn with perfect tension. Each stitch was a deliberate act, a tiny loop forming a foundation, a promise of the shape to emerge.
The orange yarn flowed effortlessly, transforming into a tangible form.
Her eyes, usually sparkling, now narrowed in intense concentration, a tiny pink tongue peeking out.
Slowly, steadily, the base of the first hat began to appear, a sturdy orange band. The ribbing, a classic 2x2 pattern, emerged with satisfying clarity, a foundation built with love. The rhythm of the needles deepened, a pulse of creation. Her brow furrowed with the craft's delightful challenge.
She pictured the little one wearing it, the bright orange contrasting with their fur, a vivid dream.
With eel passing minute, the hat grew, a tangible manifestation of her quiet joy, a silent song. Mama Cat carefully selected deep, midnight black yarn, a stark contrast. She threaded her needle with precision. Her nimble fingers began their magic. She started with the crown, stitching deliberate strokes mimicking fur. Moving down, she elongated the stripes, varying thickness and spacing, creating an illusion of movement.
The contrast was breathtaking. The black vibrated against the orange, a nascent tiger emerging.
Once stripes were complete, Mama Cat turned to the ears, carefully cutting 2 identical, teardrop-shaped pieces.
She stitched a delicate black outline around each ear, then added a minuscule white dot for realism.
Using her finest needle, she meticulously hand-stitched each ear to the hat, conveying alertness and curiosity.
The ears stood proud, giving the hat immediate personality. The transformation was astonishing.
Mama Cat held up the first finished hat, turning it slowly. A soft smile graced her lips. Henrietta, Grand Dame of the Coop, peered over hay bales, her beady eyes fixed on Mama Cat.
Barnaby the badger, usually solitary, emerged from his burrow, his striped face tilted in fascination.
Even Penelope the piglet paused her snuffling, her small snout twitching with innocent curiosity. They gathered in a loose semicircle, a curious menagerie drawn by Mama Cat's quiet intensity. Mama Cat, though focused on her yarn, felt the weight of their attention, a faint smile touching her whiskers.
Henrietta, ever gossipy, leaned closer to Barnaby. Do you think it's for one of her kittens?
Barnaby grunted. It has a certain ferocity to it, recognizing the subtle power in the design.
Even old man Tiberius, usually napping, lifted his grizzled head, then sighed, returning to dreams.
Mama Cat dipped her paw into the basket, retrieving another orange dome. The rhythmic clicking resumed.
Hours bled into one another, marked only by the shifting angles of sunlight through the barn's dusty window.
Still, Mama Cat's paws moved with unwavering purpose, each delicate stitch a testament to her enduring love.
The rhythmic click-clack of her needles became the farm's heartbeat, a comforting, constant presence.
The first hat, a miniature masterpiece, was soon joined by a second. A soft sigh of profound satisfaction escaped her.
Immediately, her nimble paws picked up the next yarn. Her eyes, red-rimmed, still sparkled with determination.
Same meticulous care poured into the first, now into the second, then the third.
The sun, beginning its descent, painted the barn interior in burnished copper.
Yet, Mama Cat's endurance seemed boundless, every ounce of energy channeled into her task. Finally, with a soft, decisive tug, the last thread was secured. Mama Cat leaned back, a deep, contented purr rumbling. Before her, 3 adorable tiger hats.
Each was a miniature marvel, soft, vibrant, imbued with...
Mama Cat stretched, a luxurious arch of her back, every muscle rippling with satisfaction. She looked at the hats one last time, then turned her gaze towards the open doorway to their garden.